Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share with you how I am organizing my recipe binder. I want to show you the website that I use to create all of the elements of the binder, and I also want to give you some other handy tips. So let's get started. One of the reasons that I wanted to create a recipe binder is to declutter my cookbooks. As you can see, I have quite a few, and I do love a good cookbook, but most of them only contain a few recipes that I would use. By creating the recipe binder, I can choose the ones I want, type them up, and donate the books to reduce all of this clutter. Of course, there are some cookbooks that I will not part with, but for the most part, I feel like I'll be able to donate a good bit of them. Okay, so this is what the recipe book looks like when it is printed out. I'm going to show you all of my pages and what they look like. This is my old recipe binder, and while there is nothing wrong with it, it's perfectly fine. It's really just too small. So I found actually in Walmart, down like the clearance aisle, they had this 2-inch, and it's an Avery binder. It was only $3. So if you can find that, that is a really good deal. But I feel like 2-inch is probably more realistic than this 1.5-inch. Currently in the binder, I have some printouts from thegraciouswife.com, and they really are very cute. She even has the spine, the full spine part, and all of her dividers really are cute. If you go to her website, which I will link below, if this is something that you're interested in, you can choose from either the pink or the blue, and I don't think that there's any other colors. I just think it's pink or blue. It really is cute and it's fine, but when I had gone on the Avery site just to see if I could find a new recipe format, I saw that this pattern, and so I just knew this would look really nice on white. It would really pop, and it was just a pattern that talked to me. So I went ahead and used that instead. But the way that I'm going to have it laid out is that I have each divider in its own page protector. And behind that, I've just put a small little grouping of page protectors. And then it moves on to the next section and so on. This is the format that I had found to use actually through Google. I was just playing around one day and I saw this format and I said, oh, okay, well, this isn't bad. But then I really wanted something more consistent. I am a stickler on consistency, and so when I found the design on the Avery Design and Print site, I just knew, okay, well, I have to change it up. And I really hadn't typed very many recipes on this format, so it was no big deal. I just have a few. But what I'm going to do is take out all of the page protectors. I'm going to replace the dividers with my new setup and put any recipes that I have currently in here. I'm going to do that in just a moment. What I do want to show you is what I am using for the pockets. In the binder, as you know, it will come with a front pocket and it comes with a back pocket. So the front pocket, what I'm going to do, I just printed out a little label. I'm going to use this as my pocket for recipes that I want to try. So any that I find that I print off of the internet, or if I find on Pinterest and print it out, or even if I find it in a magazine, I have a few of those too, here, then I'm going to tear it out and put it in this pocket. And those are recipes when I go to meal plan every week that I can pick from to actually try. If I cook the recipe and it's a recipe that my family loves, I am going to move that recipe over to the back pocket, to the pocket that says to type. And so I know that these are the recipes that I need to go ahead and type up a new recipe format for. This is what the recipe format that matches the pattern looks like, all typed up. So I went ahead and took a recipe that I found online, and I just typed it into this format, and it doesn't take long at all. At the bottom of the recipe page, there is a little section that you can customize, and it says from the kitchen of. And what I'm going to do there is I'm going to put in the name of the website that I found, or if I took it from a cookbook, or if I took it from a magazine, wherever I found the recipe, I'm going to give the credit there, just so I know that that's where it came from. I'm not just going to put all of them from the kitchen of me. So that is the way that I'm going to use the pockets in the binder. And so, like I said, what I'm going to do is go ahead and switch out everything that's in my old binder. I'm going to switch it into my new binder, and I'm going to get started on that now. You want to start by going to the Avery.com website and scroll down until you see the Avery Design and Print Software section and click Get Started. From there you can see that there are many options for you. There are free templates, there's a barcode generator, and so on. But then from here you want to click Start Designing. On this screen you'll notice that there are several choices, but we want to go down until we get to the Binders and Dividers section. From there, you want to click on My Recipe. You will notice that you have several options. There are options for a binder cover, which you can see here. It's just very basic. There are also options for a binder spine, which is again very basic. You always want to click on the product you want and then select the template. So you can see the wide variety, but what we want to do is go down to where it says My Recipe, Table of Contents, Dividers, etc. When you pull that up, you'll notice that you have many different choices, but this is the choice that I used in my binder. You want to select the design, and you will notice that you have the option to edit the text. So from here, you can choose to place your name if you would like, and you would fix the text there on the left. You can change the font choice, the font size, looks like the color. You can resize. Or if you decide that you don't want your name, you can just simply leave it as recipes. It is totally up to you. This is also where you would go to make your section dividers. So make your appetizers section or whatever it is that you want. When it is time to print and you go to the top to press print, it will always ask you to get the PDF to print. When you click on that, it will prompt you to save the design. I'm not going to save it because I already have mine saved, but this is where you would go to save the design. Then you would click to download the PDF. It will pop it up, and from there you can choose to print. Anytime you're ready to start over and go to a new template, you want to go to the top and just say choose template, and then you can move on to picking something else. When you create an account and you go to the Open section, you can see all of your saved projects that will be there ready for you to print at any time. If you do not already have an Avery.com account, when you go to the website and scroll down to the Design and Print Software section, clicking Get Started, then click Start Designing, you will be prompted to either enter your email or create an account if you are new. Once you create an account, they will give you the prompts to do so. So off camera, I went ahead and switched out all of my dividers. What I do like about this particular set is that it does come with a table of contents. I'm not sure if the set from The Gracious Wife did or didn't. Regardless, I do really like the fact that it has the table of contents. And I also went ahead off camera and tabbed out all of the sections. I use these Ultra tabs from Avery also, and they are two-sided, writable, they're smudge free. They stick really well, but then they're also repositionable. So it's not really hard to pop them off. If you watched my January plan with me, I did use these in that video also. So they are very, very handy. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of flip through and show you what the sections look like. Like I said, table of contents. Then we have the appetizers, which I've tabbed out. Of course, I do have my page protectors waiting. Then we have breads, soups, breakfast and brunch, and I just put breakfast to keep it simple on the tab. Main dishes, crock pot, and I know that I could put the main dishes and the crock pot together, but I do like to separate the meals that are crock pot, because if it is a meal that I'm planning and I know I want it to be crock pot, I don't have to flip through all of the main dishes. I know that I can go straight to the crock pot section. Then we have side dishes. Come on. Side dishes, and then, of course, desserts. I will say that the 2-inch definitely was a much better choice. I know that I'm going to get a lot more recipes into this binder versus the 1.5 inch. So I'm really glad that I was able to pick this up at Walmart. So that is going to wrap up my recipe binder organization. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope you found some useful tips from it, and I hope you check out the Avery design and print section, or I will link the Gracious Wife's webpage below if you would like to pick hers up instead. Thank you so much for joining me. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and consider subscribing. I am so happy. I'm very close to 100 subscribers. I know it's tiny, but it's a big celebration for me. So I appreciate every one of you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.